Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaja. Text number 30. Tvam pratyakatmani tada bhagavati anante anandamatre upapanna samasta shaktau bhaktim vidhaya paramam shanakaih avidya grantim vibhetsyasi mama aham iti prarudham tvam pratyakatmani tada bhagavati ananta tam pratyakatmani tada bhagavati ananta anandamatra upapanna samasta shaktau anandamatra upapanna samasta shaktau bhaktim vidhaya paramam shanakair avidya bhaktim vidhaya paramam shanakair avidya grantim vibhetsyasi mamaham iti prarudham grantim vibhetsyasi mamaham iti prarudham tvam pratyakatmani tada bhagavati ananta anandamatra upapanna samasta shaktau bhaktim vidhaya paramam shanakar avidya grantim vibhetsyasi mamaham iti prarudham Mataji. Tvam pratyakatmani tada bhagavati ananta anandamatra upapanna samasta shakto bhaktir vidhaya paramam shanakair avidya grantim vibhetsyasi mamaham iti prarudham tvam you pratyak atmani unto the super soul tada At that time, Bhagavati, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Anante, who is unlimited, Anandamatre, the reservoir of all pleasure, Upapanna, possessed of, Samasta, all, Shaktau, potencies, Bhaktim, devotion service, Vidhaya, by rendering, Paramam, supreme, Shanakai, very soon, Avidya, of illusion, Grantim, the knot, Vibhyetsyasi, you will undo, Mama, my, Aham, I, Iti, thus, Prarudham, firmly fixed. Translation. Thus, regaining your natural position and rendering service unto the Supreme Lord, who is the all-powerful reservoir of all pleasure, and who lives in all living entities as the Super Soul, you will very soon forget the illusory understanding of I and my. Purport from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dhruva Maharaja was already a liberated person because at the age of 5 years he had seen the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But even though liberated, he was, for the time being, afflicted by the illusion of Maya, thinking himself the brother of Uttama in the bodily concept of life. The whole material world is working on the basis of I and mine. This is the root of attraction to the material world. If one is attracted by this root of illusory conception I and mine, he will have to remain within this material world in different, exalted or nasty positions. By the grace of Lord Krishna, the sages and Lord Manu reminded Dhruva Maharaja that he should not continue this material conception of I and mine. Simply by devotion service unto the Lord, his illusion could be eradicated without difficulty. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tvam pratyak atmani tada bhagavati ananta Ananda matra upapanna samasta shaktau bhaktim vidhaya paramam shanakar avidya grantim vibhetsyasi mamaham iti prarudham. Thus, regaining your natural position and rendering service unto the Supreme Lord, who is the all-powerful reservoir of all pleasure and who lives in all living entities as the Super Soul, you will very soon forget the illusory understanding of I and mine. So Srila Prabhupada here in the purport emphasized the point that Maya is very powerful. Yeah, we discussed this point yesterday, how it is possible that even Dhruva Maharaj, as a liberated person, could be afflicted by illusory energy. But this is our position. We are still as a living being, still in the between the higher energy, the internal energy of Krishna, and between the Maya, external energy of Krishna. And it is example like the sand on the beach. Sometimes this grain of sand could be underwater, and sometimes is on the, how to say, right, yeah. So then this is the position on all living beings who are in this material world. Sometimes they surrender to Krishna and they perform devotion service, but still there is the chance that this external energy could have some influence on even on such exalted souls like Dhruva Maharaja. Therefore, we should be always very, very careful. We should never think that I am already devotee, I am liberated, and it is done. We can say it is done when we will be back home, back to Godhead, when we will be in spiritual world. Otherwise, we are still here in this material world under the influence of three modes of material nature, and this is always a very unsure position. So we have to be very, very careful. Once Srila Prabhupada, he said to his disciple, this is the difference between me and you. I am afraid of Maya. Yeah, so because he could see that sometimes this young devotee is very enthusiastic. They thought, yeah, that's it. Yeah, we done everything. But we could see later on how many really survive, how many Srila Prabhupada disciples remain. But Srila Prabhupada, he knew that this is my mission, and he knew that whatever small services they will do for Krishna, it will be their eternal benefit. Yeah? So he encouraged and he engaged everyone in devotion service so many different ways. And even Srila Prabhupada could see that many of them, they will be very weak to continue, but still he tried his best to encourage them and facilitate all this small spark of devotion, and to fan them and try to make the fire. And some of them who really accept all this instruction of Srila Prabhupada and take it seriously, we could see how big progress they made. And this is the proof that this process is really working, that such people, such characters who came to Srila Prabhupada to take shelter of him, and later on they became spiritual masters. Yeah, and they are still now the very, very good examples how this bhakti yoga and this process of devotion service, how it works. So Maya is very, very powerful. But here in this verse is explained that Krishna is even more powerful. So this is in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, the Daivihi Shagunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya. This is Maya, this is my energy. Therefore, we have to be very careful before Maya, and very, very respectful. Better say to keep a distance from that. Not that we will give the respect to Maya, but we should keep a distance and be. We know this is the Krishna's energy, and Maya has some role. Yeah, that she should. Not allowed those conditioned souls that will disturb the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So such a way, everyone who is still attracted to material energy to enjoy under the conception I and mine, so such a person never could enter to the spiritual world and disturb the Krishna, because what would do such a person in the spiritual world? That why Krishna? I want to enjoy. So then immediately must go again back. So this is the role of Maya, to not allow to such a personalities or persons who has still some attraction to this material world to come to the spiritual world. So the way how to overcome this very powerful Maya is surrender to Krishna. And such a way we can easily cross this very difficult energy. It is the rest of the verse in Bhagavad Gita. Daivishe guna maya duratya mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. It is very difficult to overcome this material energy, but those who surrender unto me, they will cross it very easily. Yeah, it is example that it is like we can cross very easily the footprint of the calves. Yeah. And so this is easily, and when we are under the influence of the material energy, this is like ocean. Yeah. And so it will shrink to the size of the footprint, and so then we can overcome very easily. Yeah, so this is the power of the bhakti yoga, of the devotion service. And here in the verse is used the word grantim, or what is the proper pronunciation? Knot or not? Not. So sorry for my pronunciation. You know that I'm from village. Yeah. So not, and the same word is used also in the 5th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a very famous verse which says, Pumsah striya mituni bhavam etam tayor mitho hridaya grantim ahuh atto griha kshetra sutapta vitar janasya moho yam aham mameti. Pumsah striya, pumsah men, striya woman. Yeah. Mithuni bhavam etam, mithuni bhavam attraction for sexual life. Yeah. And Hridaya grantim, that this attraction is like, again, grantim, not of material existence, that it will tight very firmly. This is actually, this is also the answer from the yesterday question, yeah, about the illicit sex. How to explain the people? Of course, we cannot, as Maharaj explain the people on the street to explain this deep philosophy. But when we will study Srimad Bhagavatam, and when we will come to the 5th canto, this is very nicely, this 5th chapter in the 5th canto is a very deep philosophically explanation of the condition in this material world, and how we can go out of this condition. This 8th verse is like this: the attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. Just this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. So this is the, as Srila Prabhupada explained here, the root of the material attraction. Yeah, this attraction between male and female. So therefore, if we want to go back home, back to Godhead, we have to do something with this. Therefore, there is some regulation. of course, it is natural that there is attraction between wife and husband. Yeah, this is natural. It must be there. Otherwise, how they can have family, how they can have children, and so on. But therefore, this is explained in the Vedic society that in a particular age, those who are in family life, grihastas, they should separate, and they should concentrate more on the final exam of the life, because this final exam is when we are dying. Yeah, this is the most important point in our life, and we have to be prepared for this. Yeah, we have to not miss this most important point. Yeah, and if we will be still engaged in this family affairs and so many things, then we cannot concentrate on spiritual things. Yeah, this is not so easy because so many duties and so on. Therefore, approximately in the age of 50 in the Vedic society, this couple separated, and the man, he traveled around he made pilgrimage about the holy places, and the wife, she remained at the society of other women, and so they also prepare for this moment when they will leave the body, because otherwise we will be unprepared. Yeah, it could come any moment, and we have to really be prepared any moment of our life for this moment. So, and so we just expect that we will live peacefully till we will reach the old age and like this. So then at one point, then we definitely have to do something about this. Not like nowadays we can see like politics, they have 70, even more, yeah, and still they try to control all the country. Like we have in Czech Republic quite very old president, yeah. He, he's almost unable to walk because he has some disease with the legs, but still he candidate, and people vote him because he's populist, and he promised so many things, and he just, everyone could see he played the game. He's such a strong false ego. Yeah. For such a person, it is very, very difficult to leave the body, because he's so attracted. And now I can control all the country. Yeah, and this false ego is growing, and proud and everything. So then such a person cannot even think about the spiritual life. This is completely something. Yeah, different universe for them. They cannot relate to such things. But for the devotees, they understand. Yes, we have some function as a brahmachari, some function as a grihasta, some duty, and in each stage of the life, we have to do our duties. Yeah, of course, in the couples of the devotees, there is the different situation. Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport to this verse in 5th canto, this 8th verse, 5th chapter, that actually we could see even in such a great personalities like Brahma and others, that their wife and children are helping to their spiritual life. Yeah, and we have also example like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He had how many children? Bhaktivinoda? 8 maybe, or something like this. And so we could see it was not like obstacle on his spiritual life, just opposite. This last children was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, such a personality. Yeah. Naishtika Brahmachari, whose memory was so sharp that he something read only once and he memorized it. And so this is such a powerful preacher, and so Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a very, very good example that if he is stick to the devotion service, the family affairs, children and wife, cannot negatively afflict his spiritual life. Yeah, so we should also, as a devotee, manage or organize our families such a way that we will help each other in the devotion service. Because if somebody is living as a brahmachari, he will get this purification from other brahmacharis, and this will come definitely. Or from the spiritual master. Once I complained that I had some difficulty because I have to serve to Guru Maharaj, and it was quite intense. And I discussed about this with my god brother, and he told me, "You see, you are so fortunate because you are brahmachari and you are getting this purification from spiritual master, and you will make spiritual progress. And we as grihastas, we are getting from our wives and no spiritual progress, only fight." So therefore we should not fight as grihastas or even as a brahmacharis. We should really try to manage our lives such a way that we will help each other to overcome this misconception, I and mine. Yeah, this is the basic. I identify with this body. I am this body. Yeah, and so I will be very attracted. Very nice body. Yeah, nice nose, nice eyes. Yeah, yeah. What is this? The mirror, tell me who is most beautiful on the world. Yeah, so and so on. This is gradually it going on. That the wife, of course, very very attractive, and then children, yeah, when they are small, very so. Yeah, very cute, and we will play with them, and then wealth, yeah, family, wealth, and all these things are increasing this granted, this not in the heart of living entities, yeah, and such a way we have to stay here in this material world, life after life, and again, because we are still make more tight is not. Yeah, instead of we should make it more loose, and we should be relief from this attraction, and this very strong attraction. Yeah, it doesn't mean that now all grihastas will say, no, I don't care for you because you are you are dangerous for me. No, we should do our duties, and we should help each other to make spiritual progress. This is the ideal. Therefore, sometimes it is even said that grihastas can accept kshetra sannyas. That means that they don't have to completely separate, but they should perform really concentrate on devotion activities. Because what has to do people who are already 70 or this age? Yeah, they don't have any duties. They can give their experience, life experience, to all the other younger devotees, and be helpful such a way, yeah, and do some service in the temple, or to visit some holy places in India if the health is allowed. But otherwise, as we already spoke about this point, the temple is the same like spiritual world. So we have always opportunity to perform devotion service, to serve to Lord Krishna, and be concentrated on his lotus feet, because this is the way how to overcome the material energy. And therefore Swayambhuva Manu, he recommended to Dhruva Maharaj that he should just render the service unto the Supreme Lord, and such a way he will overcome this material energy and this misconception of I and mine, my wife, my children, my wealth, my everything, my nation, and such a way this false ego is growing, and we are thinking we are the Lord of universe, and so actually we are nothing. We are 10,000 of the parts of the end of the hair. Yeah. So this is our real position, and we should always think of this, that we are actually, this is our eternal position. We are the servant of the Lord. So if we are servant, our real position is to serve him. And even if we have still this material body, doesn't matter, we can engage this material body in the service of the Supreme Lord, and this is the perfection of the life. Okay, I would stop here if somebody has some question.
I want to ask you about, in our current situation, we cannot go, at the age of 50, we cannot let everything go, because the way the society is right now, we are very
bound,
yeah, and from the spiritual point of view, we don't have an alternative. I mean, I think that I think that ISKCON, it doesn't offer us an alternative like a Vanaprastha right now, or is it there?
Okay. I would not say that ISKCON doesn't offer our opportunity of the Vanaprastha life, but maybe this age is shifted. Yeah, because when we are going to the what is the retired 65 here in Romania, 65. Yes, so this is 15 years later. So then we cannot somehow tell to our the employee that so 50 I'm finished. So give me rent, and so we are living in this material world in this particular country, and we have to adjust accordingly. Yeah, so we cannot fight against this. And then what is this government? They make the retirement in 65, and this is Maya. We should. Okay, when devotees will be in the parliament, so then can vote for for the 50, and they can establish the proper varnashrama system. But so we can do it as much as possible. Yeah, in this. Old age, we should really try to think that now it is time to really concentrate my energy, my life to Krishna, because we never know when we will leave the body. Yeah, sometimes even young people are leaving the body. Then we should be ready for this. And yes, you are right in the sense that this vanaprastha stage of life is somehow not so discussed. Yeah, how what to do, how to do, and because we are concentrated on the brahmacharis for the training and this, but now the ISKCON is coming to the phase that we have to really think about this. That there is a lot of devotees who are senior, and many of them are sick. Yeah, and in many cases we don't have a system like social system how to take care for devotees. Therefore the GBC, they created some like commission devotion care, devotees care. Yeah, so that we should really be very sensitive for the needs of the such a devotees who are, for instance, sick, yeah, who are unable to perform physical service anymore. And what to do? We are really unprepared. Like in Slovakia, there is one brahmachari, 45 years old, and he was very heavy Sankirtan devotee, and he really pushed the book distribution, and he was quite austere, unnecessarily. He was living in the van in the winter time, and this van was not even isolated, and they didn't have the heating system. So, and in the winter time, he was living in the van and travel around there, and all other devotees with him. And so till now, they cannot relate when there is a little cold. They are still this in the bones, this cold. So, and now he cannot walk. This devotee, he's on the bed, and he cannot move with the legs. So completely unable to walk. So then, and the problem for the yatra, what to do with him? Suddenly, yeah, then we have to, because he needs the professional care. We try to engage one bhakta who is trained as the nurse, yeah, who studied this profession, but after 5 months, it was too much for him, because this devotee is quite intense, and also in this situation it is not easy, because and you have to really know also psychology, how to deal with these persons, and so what to do. Now we are looking to make some fundraising, and so to offer him really some professional care, to put him to some place. Karmis, they have such a they are prepared for this. We are not prepared. And in many other situations, there is a lot of challenges which ISKCON has to work on and find out how properly organize things, because we are gradually growing. Yeah, we was like small children, then we went to puberty, how to say puberty? Yes, and then we was like a very young adult, and then nowadays it is ISKCON more than 50. Yeah, this is already this vanaprastha age. Yeah, and so we should. This is the time. Then we should think about also this stage of life, because we should not forget this is part of the varnashrama, that we should be prepared for the end of life, not just live like karmis are living, like nothing happened, and then so we have to enjoy, because as much as possible. Then when I will die, I cannot enjoy anymore. So then full extent. So we yeah, this is the area which is not so well like exploited, yeah, and we should work on this. And in as an individual, we should know that I should at one point I should slow down with all these material activities and all this expansion, because family life means expansion, children and everything. But I should reduce all of these things and try to use all my energy for the spiritual life. Now the children are grown up, so I don't need anymore to take care for them, and I can do my I can read again more Srimad Bhagavatam, because I know that as a brahmachari they could read Srimad Bhagavatam so many times. Then when they married, many devotees are not reading anymore, or reading is very little. Yeah. At the ISKCON Leadership Sangha 2 years ago, then in Mayapur, they make the question, it was anonymous, how many devotees, how often are reading Srila Prabhupada's books, and it was disaster, actually. And Srila Prabhupada's books are our wealth, this is our treasure. And we should not forget, Srila Prabhupada said that I didn't write these books for the outside, but I write these books for you. Yeah, so therefore devotees thought that we have to distribute, and they forgot to read Srila Prabhupada's books. So we have to, and especially in the Vanaprastha stage, we have to more concentrate for reading, chanting, yeah, and such activities. Yeah, and so we should, if it is not organized like by society, we should organize our life accordingly. Yeah, then we can nicely manage our life till the end, till this final exam, which is very important. This is most important. Okay. Anything else? Okay.
How can you manage your own old age? How can you, what can you do to make sure that you have the proper situation when you're old? Because you cannot count on someone else taking care of you.
Yeah, this is the problem of this Western society, Western culture. In the India, one family there is like 30 people. Yeah, and this is the house, very big house, and there is a woman part and man part, and women, they are living together. So, and all they are dealing all these things which they need to discuss, and men, they are also together, and so such a big family. This is not question that we will what to do with the uncle who is sick. That naturally we will help him. Yeah, and so unfortunately now it is atomic families. Yeah, which are very dropped to the only couple and 1-2 children. So this is difficult, because many times the children are leaving home, and then bye bye, and what to do. So of course. It is not easy to manage your own old age. Still, we have the society of the devotees, and as a society, we should think about this, and we should never allow, if some devotee will be unable, that he will remain without help, without any support. We should, as a devotees, we are one family actually. Yeah, we the ISKCON supply this big family which was in the Vedic society, or in some extent still are in India, in the villages. So ISKCON should supply this function. And if somebody will be sick, old age, so we should help him. And in Czech Republic, we try to create the foundation that will cover all these needs, like education, social needs, and old age. And then in case somebody will be sick, will need the help, financial support, so this foundation will support him. Maybe here we should also think about this, and for the future, this is we should think about, we should have some vision, some plan for the future. We should not just live from the day to day, and so somehow or other we are managing, but we should think that we are going older, yeah, and what will happen after 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. So then if we will put aside some small amount of money for this purpose, we can create some fund that could be used for such a purposes, like old age and those who are unable to take care for themselves, because it's natural that old people sometimes somebody has to take care for them. Not only old people, like I said, this devotee in Slovakia, and we have to really do something. Yeah, even if the all yatra have to make some fundraising, so we have to take care. Otherwise, no way. What example it would be for the Karmi society? Yeah, this is Hare Krishnas. Yeah, so when you will become old, so they don't care about you. This is what they could have image about us. Yeah, what kind of image? So therefore, we should really do something about this, and we should never allow if somebody who is without any finances, without any help, that is devotee, and he was engaged in devotion service all life, and now he will allow him to suffer. Like, okay, this is your problem. So this is problem of all society, all ISKCON, and we should feel like a family. And never allowed such a situation that somebody feel helpless. Yeah, that he should be always surrounded by the devotees, and leave the body in the very peaceful atmosphere. The devotees are praying for him that he could go back home, back to Godhead, yeah, in such a nice, loving atmosphere, that it is much easier to leave a body than somewhere in the hospice or in the hospital, and without family members, without those who are very close to us. And it is interesting that when we are young, we are not thinking about these things, like dying, but this is very important. Yeah. One lady in Czech, she wrote a book about dying, and also the funeral rates. Yeah. And she was asking how we are doing in ISKCON, because she was inspired to include also our philosophy into these books. And actually this is a very, very important part of the life. Yeah. And we should be prepared. We should not like put it aside. Yeah. As I said another day, that devotees are not afraid of death. Yeah. But we should be really be not afraid in case that when it will come, when I will be old, what will happen? Who will take care for me? And like this, yeah. And sometimes it is a challenge. I was thinking actually, what will devotee do if something will happen to me, like to this devotee from Slovakia? Will really devotee help me? But some slight doubts was there, but still I have trust with Krishna, and that Krishna will help us, will give us always shelter, because Krishna see when we are engaged in his service, and he will never allow something which we don't deserve. Actually, whatever happened to us, we deserve it. Yeah, so we should act also such a way that we will deserve very nice care even in this old age. Yeah, okay. Or some doubt still, some still.
In that I don't want to become a burden for someone else. That's the problem, because I don't want to think about who will take care of me.
Then you have to die young. This is exactly what my sister-in-law. Then she has also the same thought that, yeah, this is a horrible imagination that I will have that somebody else has to care for me. This is horrible. She couldn't accept this, because she was a nurse. She was helping to others all the life, and now she knows what doesn't mean when and to be in this condition, helpless and only. But what to do if it will come? What you can do? You have to pray to Krishna that, okay, this is the situation. I have to accept also even such a situation as a final example, like Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, he was giving his in all his life the example even till the end of the life. He the last month he couldn't walk, he couldn't move. The devotees disciples take care for him. Yeah, and Srila Prabhupada still he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam till the end. Yeah, so this is the example how, and so he surrendered. It must be really embarrassing for such a exalted personality that they have to carry the very intimate service. But so what to do? There is no other way that if we are not able, somebody else has to take care. And this is the proper society. If the society is really managed such a way that is taking care for children, yeah, so those who are unable to take care for themselves, some like unable person or old age and so on. So this is proper society, and so you have to surrender. Otherwise, you have to die at young age. Okay. If there is no other question, Srimad Bhagavatam Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Timisoara Yatra ki jai.